Today we are going to solve a problem. Hopefully we're going to solve a problem. And that problem is with these pallet forks. Not so much with the pallet forks, but the pallet forks on this particular tractor, or maybe a lot of tractors in general have this issue. But as you can tell, this is about my eye level, and you don't have a clue where the tips of those forks are. Even if you climb way up out of the seat and you're trying to pick up a pallet of something that's on the ground, you can't see. After doing a lot of thinking, I figured out that a camera of some sort is going to be the obvious answer to the problem. And there's a lot of stuff available. Wired stuff, wireless stuff, name brand, high dollar, expensive stuff. But what I'm going to test today is from AUTOVOX. It is a wireless camera. Well, we'll just explain it as I open it up, but it's a battery powered camera that's magnet mount. It swivels and it wirelessly links to a monitor that you can put inside the cab, and it is powered off of just a cigarette lighter. So the cigarette lighter powers the screen, but it also has a USB through there that you can keep this thing charged with. I think it says something crazy like a full charge will go like 120 days or something with just a few times of use throughout the day. These are actually marketed as backup cameras for vehicles, cars, pickups, motorhomes, RVs and stuff, but I think for the price point, I'm gonna give it a go for our situation. So let's have a look at how it works. So we're in the cab of the tractor. We got our camera set up here. Pull the camera to the side. And let's see what we got. That's pretty obvious. Got a little connector right there. Plug it into our handy dandy cigarette lighter. And it just came on its own. And I didn't turn the camera on, but it already linked and turned on. Pull this screen protector off because it's got a bunch of writing on it. Well, that's interesting. Didn't have to turn it on at all. And I don't even have the antennas hooked up yet. That's kind of impressive. What's the best way? It came with this suction cup mount. And it just looks like you stick it in there and push it up. Yep. Well, that's not horrible. let's go stick it on the pallet forks and see what kind of view we got. So I was looking at a bunch of different options for this, and what really stood out to me is that this isn't a permanent mount, it's magnetic, which means I can use it for a variety of different things. It doesn't just have to be this. We want to put it in a place where we can see the tips of the forks pretty well, but we don't have to get out and take it off when we slide into something that's tall. I don't want it to get knocked off. Well, I wish this was a little wider right here so it can slide back. As you can see, kind of hangs out the front here. And if we move it back, it does stay with it far back enough that it's not sticking out the front, but it's only about half this magnet, and bouncing down the road, I'm worried it might bounce off and then I run it over. So we'll figure something out for that, but for now, let's check out the view. So here's the view. It appears it's upside down, and if I had to guess, that's going to be pretty common for a lot of applications. And I would bet that you can change it. There's a menu button. We don't want a guideline. There we go. Mirror and upside down. Well, that's pretty handy. It appears it's going to be a pretty good view. A lot better view than that, which is really no view at all. So the camera came with this plate. It's a pretty thick plate, and it holds the camera really strong. I think what I'm going to do, because this width isn't enough to hold the camera really strong and pull it back out of harm's way, I think I'm going to use this plate, put it back just a little bit here, and use it to get the camera back out of the carriage. So let's do that. All right, what I found in my handy dandy tray of nuts and bolts that I never throw away are these little stainless machine screws and some locking nuts. It came with some tech screw type of self-tappers, and that might work, but I want something a little more permanent. Nuts and bolts is what I prefer, because I feel like over time, self-tappers or tech screw type screws tend to wiggle around and loosen up, and the last thing I want is to run over that camera. I probably didn't need to do a pilot hole on something that's kind of small to begin with. and probably isn't that great a steel, to be honest with you. But we're not in a hurry, and I find that it is easier, and I think it's easier on drill bits. I think they stay sharper if you step things up rather than just trying to hog through with a big one. So we'll use this opportunity to show you guys a little trick that an old timer taught me years ago when I was just starting out as a mechanic. When you drill holes in steel, inevitably you end up with some sharp edges and some stuff hanging out of the bottom that likes to catch your finger. They make fancy bits for, I think they're called chamfering bits, but if you don't have one of those, just get a drill bit that's substantially larger than the hole that you just drilled, and just give it a quick, just like that. Smooth as silk. 12 seconds ago, I couldn't have done that without bleeding. And we kind of ended up with the same thing on that one. So here's a little better view. Just like that. Now let's have a gander at that. Oh yeah, lots better. Now we don't have to worry about tech screws wiggling around and backing out and falling down, because we have locking nuts on there. And we got this back far enough, well, there's at least 3/4 of an inch behind the carriage, and we're not sacrificing any square footage on the magnet, because the magnet has thick steel the whole width. I like it. Let's go give it a test. That is just about exactly what we're looking for. There you have it. I'm going to call that a success. It was really easy to set up. I'm impressed with the video quality. I'm impressed with the price point compared to a lot of other products on the market. I'm excited to use it for a lot of different things other than just this and other than the intended purpose, which is just a backup camera for a car or pickup. Some of the things that come to mind would be utility trailer, car trailer, equipment trailer. It's got a really long range on it. You could probably use it for a semi-trailer if you needed to. I'm just really impressed. I like it. I think it was a good buy, and I think we did fix our problem today. I'm going to leave a link in the description of the video it's an Amazon link that you can order this. If you're thinking about ordering it, please do it through that link and help support the channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment below.